Greetings out there in Handelabra land. It is Tuesday. It is time for Handelabra Live. And it looks like Nightbot needs to learn something new to say. Nightbot. I mean, Earth Prime is great, but let's talk about One Deck Galaxy. Let's talk about Horizons. Let's make a note. Update Nightbot to say newer things. I will let Krista know about that. Yeah, I am John, aka Migrant Programmer, Migrant P, your lead developer at Handelabra Games. And we're going to play some One Deck Galaxy this week. It is now available in Steam Early Access. You can search for that, One Deck Galaxy, and it should appear, and you can buy it and play it right now. It still will have some more new content and new features coming along soon, including a tutorial and stuff like that. But it's quite playable and a lot of fun, so I wanted to play it a bit more on stream. I will, of course, note that Handelabra Games believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible. Anyone working against those goals is not welcome and will not be tolerated. Anyone out there in the chat go to Gen Con? Jay and Jean-Marc went to Gen Con and they had a great time. So hopefully you were able to see them there if you went. Sparky Wolf wishes they went to Gen Con. Also, hello, Kate S. Walker and Nezuchwalt. I'll get that right one of these days. And Logic Dolphin. Decided to play a thematic Sentinels game. Very cool. All right, so let's play a new game. And I don't know, what should I choose? What should I choose? There's no random button yet. We'll add a random thing at some point. How about the chat? Let me know which adversary, homeworld, and society you would like me to play. And I will click those things. Felici. I will make a prediction. Felici scientists versus, drum roll. Oh, if I start the prediction, I can't see what people are typing. Versus hungry hippos. All right. Sparky Wolf also said Felici, so we'll go with Calibrator for Logic Dolphin. So, will I defeat the adversary? Let's just say. Then I can reuse this. All right, yes or no? All right, so the Felici are looking for fleets, and they can resolve 2 location rows, discard any dice, and they are looking for techs, activating techs, and probing. Do I want to spend my fleets? I want to have my fleets. That's fine. Should work out. All right, we could play on hard mode. I've never actually played hard mode optimization calibrator. That seems very scary. Let's play regular and let's see. Get your predictions in if you think I will win this game. So the optimization calibrator is kind of a slow starting adversary compared to other ones. Like it says here in the little help pop-up. They store dice during the game. We don't get the dice back, and there are restrictions. The starting restriction is pretty basic, maximum of X dice of each color, and the die that you cash has to be higher of all dice of its color. So that's good. And so we're gonna have to do that based on the number of influence on the adversary. If they have 4, the influence are discarded, and the cash dice are we can choose to bring them back. So that's nice. Thank you, optimization calibrator. We do have to fill up the boxes, or we will get overwhelmed. That's a good way to. This is the fastest adversary to lose against. You can lose against them in the first turn if you want. But the game warns you about doing that. So All right, let's roll some dice. How does Handelabra Live logo look there? Is it covering up important stuff on the starbase? It kind of is, isn't it? In two-player, it wouldn't be. That's kind of interesting. Let's just make that smaller. Handelabra Live thing. And put it there. Wants to go. I'm gonna tuck it right in there. Perfect. And I'm covering not that much more important stuff, so that's okay. I feel like I'm in a good spot. You will forcibly lose on turn 7 if you never confront. Oh, because, right, you can only hold... There's only so many dice that you can put. So you do have to confront the adversary. Seems like Logic Dolphin has optimized the calibrator himself. So we probably want to get a bunch of fleets for our milestone. And we want to get techs. So this one wants science and fleets for this side, or pink dice, which we don't have, or any dice. But the numbers get really big really fast. All right, so we've got the unseen. Can we do that right now? We almost can do that right now. That's kind of tempting. It's nice to like get those right away, but there's 2 unseens actually. Yeah, we can do this unseen and have a tech that gets fleets, which is kind of ideal, right? That's kind of living the dream for us, I think. We can't quite confront, but we can grab that, which lets us get 2 fleets every turn for attack use. That's pretty great. I have to spend 2 fleets to get it, but I think it's going to be worth. And we don't have any fleets now to launch a probe. That's okay. We are probably not going to be able to do that. What else do we have? Gurn. We could get an influence on Gurn. We could not get influence on Ice Cream, which is super hard. For some reason, you smell food. Sparky Wolf is always cooking. Oh yes, and I have to cash a die. Let me not forget. If I forgot, this would tell me. I'm gonna lose. Danger. So, I think we just get a couple fleets, maybe, and we research Gurn. Or I could get influence on Gurn. We want that. I mean, I want the star. I don't really want the blue dice that much, but I want the star. I think we want... I mean, science is good too, but let's do this. We need to be getting some techs that we can activate, because our milestones require us to get techs and also have stars. Spend 7 stars, which we can do with the star-based tokens. So part of that is like, well, we could just get the colony here, but I think given that we're Felicia, we want the rapid deployment. So here's talking about how the input cache goes to the memory cache. Satisfied for now. Maybe we can do this and get the stars. Maybe. This is like, we almost rolled the exact same roll as last turn. As cool. So we could probably maybe actually, with 1 fleet, pick that up. And we need 2 fleets to take that up. Or, so yeah, so we can't quite do that unless we make a heroic die here. our black ultra tech die. Chicken lasagna. Nice. The dark days of optimization calibrated when undo didn't exist and you couldn't remove the die you placed. Yeah. Also, we have to give dice to the calibrator. Probably this 1 and 2. So I guess we have rapid deployment, so we could tick this up to a 5. That's true. Let's do that. We have the technology. I think doing this is kind of cool because we have exactly the right number of leads to do it. We could have made the black one, but and we can get these 2 stars, and that's gonna let us be very close to getting milestones. We also want to do this. We should have done that, but we're gonna do that next turn, I hope. We continue working on Gurn, maybe? Slowly work on Gurn. And put these dice here and then have 1 die. Oh, have to do these in the other order, I guess? Sure. I end up with 1 die that's actually useless unless I decide to research Gurn instead. I think sometimes you just have a useless die. Boop. It's pretty rare in this game, but it does happen occasionally. So let's take the stars. We're gonna need them, and we won't study that. We'll be able to get it next turn, probably. This next turn we have to give it 3 dice. But the turn after that, we're gonna get extra dice back, so maybe that's when we take advantage of that. I don't know. Ooh, high rolling. That's very good. And we must fill, so we can spend 5 stars right now. That's kind of fun. I don't want to spend a 4 on that. So what do I want to do here? I mean, we have a lot of value here that we could put in here. I need these to make a black one. I do have to pay. I do have to pay. I can't afford to do this because I have to pay dice into this. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, can't do that. I actually have to put fairly good dice into there, but we're going to get them back next turn. So I can't put a yellow one because I do want to confront, so I can put 3 dice in. We have to put this 4 and pink one, or a black one. We could put a black one, but that's kind of wasteful. We could get Gurn here. I mean, we're clicking this, right? We never not click that. I want to put identical dice. That's the thing I want to do. I could use a fleet to put a 5 there. But also I want to just get this. I guess maybe I take the tech because we want pink dice a lot. So I do like this. Put a 6 there, which is kind of hilarious, but we get it back next turn. I spend a fleet for science because upgrading the starbase is good if we high roll. That's really good. And we have a bunch of dice that I that are not applicable to what's going on. Resolving here doesn't really do anything. I think I do the probe. It's only 2. So we could spend it on this. And getting pink dice is valuable here, so I think that's worthwhile. Just slowly work on it, and we can get a couple fleets and do another probe, I think. That's good. We have to confront next turn. We'll be in trouble. So I want the tech. I want to be able to activate 4 techs for the milestone. Hey, we can upgrade our starbase. We want to do that? I think so. That's more starbase discs, which is good for us. Keep an eye on the deck and discard here. Things are okay. We want to like get up to our fleets before the reshuffle. We don't want to have 12 fleets when the reshuffle happens. We want to like get them and then use them on that turn, probably. I guess that's hard, but like maybe get to the amount at the right time. Let's get back the things that aren't 1s. And now can we confront here? We actually don't have any science where we could do the other side if we had enough fleets. We don't. Oh, get a 6. We could just get the 6. We always click that. It's funny, we are really close to getting to spend 7. The 6 would be nice for this, but we don't have any science. We could, I mean, if we probe, then we get the science. So we could actually get Hematib this turn. Problem is the overload grid thing. We need to do the overload grid thing. So where are we on that right now? Like that. And we have something we use we don't have a lot of big numbers. That's 10. That's the amount there. Plus a 4 that we could roll for this. If we roll for it, we might get lucky and be able to fill other stuff. Yeah, I think we roll. Let's take that chance. Ooh, we got a 6. We got 2 6s. Okay. And we want to launch a probe. I feel like it's a good deal. It's worth 4 science, which is awkward to spend for this, but maybe it's okay. So I really want to put these there. Is that workable? How much does it cost if I do that? I can also activate this. I'm gonna get a milestone doing that, so that's good. I'm gonna chuck a lot of dice into there. Like a lot of dice. It does get me Hematib, which I think I take the colony. Yeah. There's so many dice going into here. That could be turning into fleets. This is an interesting dilemma here because like all these dice could be a lot of fleets that I could get 6 fleets this turn pretty easily. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. resolve the rows for no reason. I guess I'm not double hitting another one, right? So that's fine. I just want the milestone. Yeah, I kind of like want to use these dice for other things and not that. Is that greedy? Maybe it's greedy. Maybe I could, can I do both? Can I get a bunch of fleets and maybe I can do both. Like that's still mostly both. I could even put a 1 there, but that's not actually any different. I get 5 here. So I'm not getting to the max amount or whatever, but I think that's pretty good. I think I'm okay with that. And I want the stars and the pink dice because of this. We could also like do the other side by getting a lot of fleets in science. Wristwin. Right, we have to do cash input. When we reshuffle the deck, yeah, here's where like it's getting close. I don't want to reshuffle. I want to make sure we don't reshuffle with so many fleets. On the other side, we're going to have like a lot of fleets and we can get some science. Maybe confront again next turn. So if we give it a 2, I don't have a 2. I definitely don't want to spend. I could potentially do this. 33 though, that's a big number. I don't have 33. With all these ones, we could easily fleet up. That's 10 and we want 12, right? I could just do this. I wouldn't get to use my tech this turn. It's kind of a good turn to use it though, because I don't really... I can actually like make really good progress on this. Do we want this? We kind of do. Yeah, we want either probably get the tech because we want to have more techs. Let's just make sure we don't run out of... We'll evaluate how many cards we're going to use here. So if I fleet this up, I could get another influence there. I don't know if that's... I could use just... Well, I can't just use the tech. If I use the tech, then I can't do the milestone. And I think it's a good turn to do the milestone. So we don't want... If we do this, we'll get... we'll use how many cards? We're at 7 here, so it's an odd number. So to get to 8, we tick 1 up. For every 2, it's a card, basically. So 2 cards out of the deck to get to 12. Be interesting. We could have the engage give you a preview of what how many cards are going to be in the deck. It's interesting. This is going to take 1 card as well. So we're at 3 cards coming from the deck. And then if we do some science, that's going to use some cards too. So I'm going to do the milestone and spend all. And then next turn we can like spend our fleets on stuff. So I think we have enough room that I could get the 1 more influence here. If I fleet this up and get 1 more fleet. Oh, I still have to cash input. I didn't do that. We could put a black die there. And then just waste our dice. One of these has to go there in some form. It could be a 4. kind of not want to waste all my dice here. A 4 is rough, though. I want it to be a 2. If I make this a 2, but with a fleet, I have to get another fleet back. And actually that does use a card up, because when I pay the fleet, it goes to the discard. That's interesting. I don't think that matters. We're going to reshuffle. We might not have to reshuffle for another round or whatever, but that's interesting. I never thought about all this deck manipulation stuff so much before. Spending fleets. And then if you spend fleets and then you gain fleets, you're like cycling the deck, right? So what I could do is either basically pay the 4 or convert and waste a die. I mean, what I would do is I would get another fleet, basically. What I can do is, if I do this and spend a fleet for this, no, it doesn't work, right? Because I'm short dice then, in that case. Yeah, I think the best thing is to not put a big number there and just waste a die. I think we're doing that. Yes, they could go there. They'll go there to no effect. We could research this for one. We have 12 fleets. We have 13, in fact. We're actually at level 4 already. It's quite fast to do that. I could study this, in which case, I mean, it was just the same as putting the 3 dice or whatever. It doesn't really matter. 3 science lets me go after this with my discs. I think this is easy enough for us to get, though. So I think we just continue and we get the 1 more tech that we need. We don't really need level 5, right? It lets us both launch a probe and study location, which is nice. I think, like, I can win the game or lose the game. If I study this, there is a new card comes from the deck. So I mean, if I wanted to study this, I should have not like put dice on it. I should have just put the dice here, because I wasted putting influence there, which takes a card off the deck. Yeah, I think it's not that important. If like getting to the milestone is like good, but it's not that important, and that saves a card in the deck here by studying. And I could study Ocean 1, no, or I could probe. Probing is an option. It doesn't really make a lot of difference unless I don't want this card. Yeah. Yeah, this tech is like okay. I don't have many plants, so it's actually not very good. And probe is like sometimes you get a 2, sometimes you get 3, sometimes you get 4. I guess we can look at what we might get. A 2 or a 4. So actually expected value is better. Maybe we want to try for that Twinso. So I should study this based on looking at the deck. Oh, and that weird thing that happens where the disc comes flying up. I'm not sure what causes that, but it's exciting. All right. We did not shuffle the deck. So we want to get all these fleets into the deck. Nom No Mud was going to be the probe, by the way. What happened to the other card? Oh, it became influence on that? No, but that has 2. Oh, there's a discard, right? There's a time passes. So yeah, we want to not like use these things to reshuffle here. We want to make sure that we spend our fleets into the discard before doing that. So actually we know that that's a 2 on top, right? So the probe is not that great. We could just get a 4. Unfortunately, we don't have 10 science. That would be nice. If we grab a 4, we could try to put stuff on Ocean 1. Or we could put stuff on Nom No Mud. That's good too. All right. Before we do anything, we need to think about this. We have a 2. And we could roll some more dice. We can probably do the other side, right? We roll more dice. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Spend fleets. Acquire dice. All right, we didn't get 5s, but we're going to be wanting to spend our fleets anyways. So, can we reasonably get up to 33 is the question. This is like 10 with a fleet. These are 5s with fleets. Yeah, that's a long way away from 33. I'm not sure if it's a good value proposition here to be doing that. We didn't get any 2s. Well, that's a 2. We could use a fleet to make one go down to 2. We can always undo, so let's try this. Let's see how close we get. I don't want to do all the math first. We chuck these dice in here. We get to, yeah, 5 away and we have 9 fleets, so we could definitely do it. So I think that's reasonable to do. And then we could use some dice to do other things. Potentially. So, do we care about any of these things? Kaleidoscopic grid is pretty sweet. Takes a long time to get that Nom No Mud, but we can get 5 on it this turn. No 1s, 2s, and 3s means we would have to use... Yeah, I actually don't know that we can get 5 on it this turn. We can do these parts. We could study the other one and spend it. Actually, probably, I don't know which is better. Which is a better tech? They're both pretty good. Roll 2 black and reroll any or all your dice, or roll 1 of each. This is more dice, which is good for that, but the reroll is also pretty strong. I think I lean towards this one. So I think I want to study... We could also study ice cream, which we're probably not going to guess. Maybe we look at maybe getting both of them. So study ice cream. Do that. Do that. And use a fleet to make a 2. Okay. Oh, that doesn't go there. That's interesting. Oh yeah, it just sits there. It goes in there. Okay, and we need numbers to go up in here. So make numbers go up. Where are we at? 31. I need 2 more. Oh, and we have exactly 2 fleets. All right. So we're confronting, and we're getting that, which we could resolve and do it again. No, we don't have the 4 science. We do this one. That's interesting. I don't know that we want to do that. So we're going to be reshuffling, like, with time passes. I guess we can not reshuffle until after time passes, right? By not getting too many fleets. That's interesting as well. So if we did a rapid deployment and got fleets here, then the deck would reshuffle right away. But it's not going to reshuffle until, well, the 3 influence is going to do it, right? So you know what? It's going to reshuffle. So we may as well just go for it. Get our 2 fleets. And that costs 2 stars. Yes, we won't do that. Go for broke. Yeah, I think this is what we want to do. We could use this, which doesn't really, it reshuffles now, which doesn't really matter. It's going to reshuffle in a second. So adversary event is pending. I think I want to have the fleets. I think that's better than delaying the reshuffle a little tiny bit by 1 card. So we roll a die and add to the memory cache. A black die cannot be cached unless it is at least as high as all dice in the cache. Let's give them a blue one. We could, I mean, it's going to be hard for us to do black ones, so let's just give it a black one. And it's a 5, so sure. All right, we have to give them 3 dice this turn, but hopefully we have some 2s and 3s. Uplifters are here. All right, so now we just have to win the game. Either by getting big numbers and dice, or by upgrading our star base apparently again, and getting lots and lots and lots of science. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of science. So, some of those things. Yeah, and now we have a big amount of cards there. So, let's put in a 2, and a 3, and a 3. Seems nice. When does the thing about tech discs start? That's a special restriction, right? The tech disc one. I really don't like that. Yeah, I think that's not happening right now. So we can spend fleets to roll more dice. We can just get the 6, which doesn't really do anything this turn. Yeah, it's an adversary event. Actually, we can, if we get enough science, we don't need to upgrade because we can use our tech discs here. So we just need to, like, acquire science, right? So I don't need to be level 5. We can just study all these things. I can, like, spend a fleet to get a 4, like, study that or probe or whatever. So, like, we can just Need to get some fleets, obviously, but we don't want to study that. We don't have to. Ocean 1 is annoying, isn't it? If we get the 6, does that do anything for us? If we probe, we might get... One says dice cannot be cashed unless it's... Oh yeah, you're listing out all the different events. If all events are played, it's impossible to cash dice. So you just have to, yeah, spend your adversary discs to not lose. That's fun. I'm thinking about how to get 11 science this turn. I guess there's 11 science right there. Isn't there? There sure is. So we just study all those cards. We can also probe, but we also need fleets. So we kind of have to do this and get some fleets, or get 2 fleets. We just take the discard on Ocean 1, I think. We could probe. If we probe, can we get enough fleets and study the things? That's the question. We put all the dice here, that's 8. And we need 1 for, we need 8 for studying. So we're actually short unless we get a good probe. Oh, we can get a free die here. Get 1 more fleet, but we are short 1 fleet then. So we need to get lucky with a probe. Oh, we can study a location. We have to spend the dice for it? I don't think we do, right? If I go study a location, we just get it for without paying. So yeah, that's awesome. So then we can get fleets. We can use the dice that we were going to use there to get fleets. Now we have 8 fleets. We're going to have 7 and 7 science. And we actually have 1 die left over. So we just need 4 dice for those. So we take the 6. We did put dice in there, so that's good. Not forgetting that. So we get a few more fleets by doing this for the next time. Seems good. So we're going to need 4 dice, 3 here, 1 here. These guys are annoying, but what are you gonna do? And we're gonna have exactly enough science and more than enough fleets to confront again. And does that turn this to a 4, 5? No, it doesn't. It's just always 4. Okay. All right. We can upgrade, but we don't want to do that. And we can use our tech discs to cover that. So, and we don't have to give them dice next turn, so we can use our dice to like do stuff. Maybe uplifters. Well, we can't. We don't have enough science for that, so forget that. But maybe the following turn, I guess. I mean, it could be that we roll a super good roll. I want to get the big numbers back, probably. And what do we have? This 2. I mean, it doesn't matter what we have this turn, does it? We want yellow 2s, maybe. So we flip this. I mean, there's some, so those numbers are very big, but we have 10, 20, 30. So we have the ability to do 44. And we can get a 6 and stuff like that. So like we could do the dice. And then we have the banked science to do that stuff the next go around. I think that's probably better, right? Like if you get the dice, use the dice. The question is, do we want to spend the fleets to roll the dice or take the 6? Because we don't have a 6. So how close are we? I mean, we just take the 6, right? And we have it without having to spend fleets, which we're going to need the following turn. Seems right. We're going to need the fleets, and we can use a 6. So we need 14 more. We have 15 sitting there. We don't have to put dice in, so like we just sort of do that. Like that. For some reason. Three should finish it. No? Where are we at? Nope, I can't see the number. Alright, well that did it. I thought it was enough. What if I put a 2 in? No? Okay. I put a 1 in. Nope. Okay, I can put a 2 in. Then I have a 1, 2, and 3, which is dumb. Can't see the number? Yeah, it's an issue. That's on our list to try to figure out. I was just thinking, like, yeah, like I could take a 5 out and put a 2 and a 3 or whatever. So I can probably get a die out if I want to get a fleet in a certain way, but I could just probe with this, right? I need a little more science, which we can't flip now because we have dice on it, but I need more science. So let's do this, and let's, I mean, we can probe and we can study this one. We definitely have enough. I think we're gonna be fine. No upgrade. I think we're gonna win now in the other thing, because the scientists let us just like not upgrade the starbase. Starburger. All right, we don't even need our dice this turn unless they're all 6s, and we just fill them in there. Okay. We don't have 55 worth though. So yeah, GG. We're overspending science to win the game. Will it actually occur if we're gonna win? When does that happen? I don't think we're overwhelmed. I think that warning doesn't know that we're winning. Hint. Yeah, I'm curious. We don't lose a token, right? If we don't do this. Yeah, we're still good. All right. We have found success in our own way. Social media be gone. We have logged off. All right. We need more science. Game is easy. I did defeat the adversary. No one thought that I would do it though, so the winner is 0. The loser is all. I think only one person voted, and it was just Sparky-Will, so. All right. Let's play again. Let's do hard mode. Let's try Hungry Nebula on hard mode. So we start with discarding 10 cards from the deck, and on time passes, you discard 2 cards. That's the difference. Logic Dolphin says mathematicians. All right. How about the homeworld? I'm just going to do 1 player, I think. Any suggestion for the homeworld? Tim Tilla winks. All right. So they are looking to end the results phase with no cards in the Discovery Zone. They can roll black die or use a tech from an encounter. And the mathematicians are looking to have exactly things all the time. So that's always fun. And they have an interesting ability. Yeah, the adversary artwork is different on hard mode, as you can see. That is a thing. There's little different touches. So, Hungry Nebula hard mode. Let's go. There's the initial discard and 2 cards on their time passes. All right. We got a really low roll. We could like just study everything at the very start and get our milestone right away. We have pretty low roll, 4, 7, 11. We have 11 dice. We have 10 dice, and we can roll 1. So we can actually just go ahead and study everything if we want and get that milestone. That is often quite tempting to do initially, and then sort of work towards these other things, because these things are hard to get. So at least getting to the level 2 lets us work on this stuff. Alternatively, you know, being able to confront the adversary right away is nice, but I don't think we can here. You could also use a tech from an encounter, though, right? Yeah, there's no encounters, so I guess so. We're always doing this, so let's roll this, and we could potentially store and like fill these boxes and like confront, but I don't think we're doing that. I think we're just gonna study everything and get off on the right foot here. Very exciting first turn. And we could upgrade the starbase if we want. Yeah, we can't flip that right now, but I think they want science, but I think upgrading is fine off the bat. And we could upgrade with different levels of cards. Yeah, we could do different selections of cards. I don't super care. All right. They swell X times. We can exile dice, exile a tech disc for sure. Don't wanna. I could spend a science too, I guess. Let's exile a couple of dice. I think not pink and yellow. Enjoy your dinner, Sparky Wolf. And I think I'm gonna lose the science card. And we have 2 discs. Did we roll really well? We did not. So it's going to be hard for us to do this. We didn't get an encounter to use a tech on. So once again, we basically always do this. Ooh, 6. We can't use it there. It actually makes it more feasible to do this. I mean, we could potentially get this. Here we have 7, 8. We don't have a lot of value of that. The pink dice, that's kind of the problem, though. Mathematicians' calculations here are strong because you can like use 1s for 6s or whatever, but the problem is that you roll, and so you might whiff. And whiffing is not good in that situation. I think what we can do is try to get our fleets to a good number here. It's hard for us to make progress on any of these. We could make like a tiny bit of progress on Twinso and Gurn, but I think we actually don't really need a lot of like stuff here for our milestones and stuff. We just need to like roll lucky one turn kind of thing and have a bunch of science and stuff. So we want fleets and we want science, basically. We want to be able to spend influence from locations as well. If we do that, we have 6 dice here. We could probe twice, which definitely gets us to 7 science. Or we could study some places that we don't like. Oh yeah. Is the music looping like... It is, right? It's looping really quick. Yeah, it just stopped, right? Did it actually loop, or did it like just skip for a bit? I'm just trying to listen to it. It's like slightly different each time, right? It's something strange. All right, I can turn off the music then. It does a quick stop, then restarts. What if I like go back to the main menu? Maybe it goes away. So with 6 dice, I could just probe twice. That fixes it? Okay. I could also like study Zabfab, so I have the 7 exactly, and then also do a probe. I think I want to do that. I also like this 15 influence at Discovery Zone locations is like super hard to get. I have to do one of these super hard ones, the 66 dice or the 15 influence, so we'll see what we can do. The exactly fleets and exactly science is actually not generally that hard to do. You just have to get a bunch and then spend what you need. Okay. I want to study this because we're never going to do it. And probe. Got a 4. I have exactly 11 science. So I just want to, I'm going to do that before I confront. I'm going to get that milestone then. Unless I can get like exactly 7 science on the turn. That'll be handy. We exile dice again. I think we can afford one of each of those. I'll have to do another one. If I spend 2 fleets, I need to get like max out the fleets here. I think that's easier to do than science. doing both, like spending 7 science and whatever. So if we don't hit the milestone exactly, like, it's fine. So we don't have to do the swell at the end of this turn, right? I think that's how it works. Or we do it we do it one extra time. Let's see how we roll. Oh, we got big yellow and really low. Come on. Come on. We're not getting the dice we want. We got big yellow dice, but not big other dice. This is a time when we might want to look at using this. So if I spend 7 science there, I guess the thing is this number doesn't, oh, on the hard side, it doesn't even go down right away. So like, I'm less enthused about that. I think we swell X times. Yeah, okay. So it's not even going to change the number of times we swell. So I think we go for the milestone, and then next turn we confront because we rolled really poorly for that. We need more pink dice. Maybe we try to get pink dice. Okay. We get our 6 fleets. That's important. And any. So, what can we do otherwise? Get some influence on locations, I guess. Or we could get more science. We got Ocean 1 here, but of course our dice are bad. We want to get pink dice and yellow dice. So this is like the one that we want to get, but also don't want to spend for it. Basically, that's probably going there. So unless we want to use this, our dice are not really great for this situation. We get 1 on Twenso. I don't love these cards. Let's go for more science. Either go for more science or that, and that's so random that I don't love it. So we can study a 2 and do a probe. I think we do that. Kind of boring, but it's working. 4. Oh, but I wanted to have exactly, no, I can't undo because I probed. No. Mathematicians! Someone should have stopped me. That's fine. That's fine. We'll have to work it out next turn. I want to just keep my 11 exactly. I can do my upgrade, and then I'll have... You shouldn't probe as you can't rewind. Oh, well, yeah, you know, you're right. Do I want to upgrade? I guess I don't want to be sitting here with that much science when they reshuffle, because they're going to probably reshuffle. It's not good. Exile a disc. And exile more dice. And spend fleets, probably. And they're going to be at exactly 0 cards in the deck. Why did I probe? I forgot my objective that easily. Yeah. All right, now I rolled well enough to just do this part, so that's actually, I couldn't do both sides. So, pretty well enough. Like, I don't have the 6, but I could, like, put a black 6 there. We could do either side. So we could try again for the 11. It's like the worst time though because we're reshuffling. The worst time to be hoarding these things. I guess if I put that here, at least those go to the discard. So maybe that's the best thing to do. You can gain with value 4 or roll. So I should roll. And then I can rewind as well. So let's just work this out without using this. Because I think I can do this, right? By doing these things. And I'm short by 4. Which I can spend my fleets on. Get all those cards into the discard. And then I have 3 dice here. Oh, my starbase is looking great. Oh, I could just like put influence like that. So we do that. And I should probably be using this sometime. But I don't really trust it. I could study this and discard cards. I could just study Gurn, I guess. There's no more discarding happening, right? So it may as well be now that we reshuffle. We do lose if I... The escalation, the swell effects are exiled, right? When the reshuffle happens. I don't know where that is. When the next reshuffle, exile one of the spells. So I want to like have those available right now. So I don't want to gain a fleet. I don't want to do those things. Oh, I'm exiling a card because why? Why am I exiling a card? What's causing a discard? That? Oh, because I'm putting influence there. That's why. So I could undo that. But because I'm putting influence there. So if I did that, then they wouldn't reshuffle yet. Was it worth putting that influence there to reshuffle slightly earlier? Or like to not have this, to lose a swarm effect option? Maybe? I just hang on to the fleets then. I guess it's two cards going back in. So there's that value. Which means I may as well get some value out of these by probing or whatever, right? We're reshuffling anyways, do the probe. Or we could study this for 4 science. What am I going to take from this? The tech stars? Probably not. I want the tech. Because I'm not using that very much. I want... Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Exile a card. We still have lots of tech discs to exile. probably not going to be wanting to spend... We can't spend fleets this turn anyway, so we're probably going to be wanting to use our fleets and science. Actually, science? We're going to be wanting to use science on this all the time. So let's select that one. And eventually we're going to have influence on locations in play. And oh, it's only 2 dice to probe. I could have had a fleet. We could study this. Do I want a fleet? I can't undo because we reshuffled, I think. That's fine. Let's click that again. And yeah, let's take the guaranteed 4. Exile a tech star again. Exile dice. And spend us. Oh, man. Forgot I had to do 3. Maybe I'm not so good at this game. Hard mode's hard. Alright, I have no signs and no fleets. Not a good way to start the turn. And roll a lot of low dice, so that's cool. We're not doing those things. We could, again, just like study everything. Of course, Ocean 1 is in here to ruin our day. I think we just get the dice and get a bunch of science and try to roll well. Like, how long can we keep that up? Like, quite a while? We can, like, try to get through the game by doing that. We can try to do that. It's not terrible. We just need 2 6s. Maybe we find a tech that gives us a 6. We haven't seen that yet. We can probe. Actually, probing is really cheap. And we can do it twice. I think we're going to do that. We're going to click the all button. 12. So these 4 are for probes. We have 9 dice worth here. We're not going to study Ocean 1, which is totally, it's 12, right? That's interesting. So yeah, 9 dice. Actually, we are short by a die. So if we probe twice, we have 8 more. So we have 1 left over for a fleet. If we want. Or we could like study a little, like study 4 and the 2. If we want to get a few more fleets for reasons. We do want to get to the exactly 11. Which we're not probably, I mean, it's possible we get to that, but we're not getting the fleets. We do need to get fleets, right? So let's get the good fleets. The value fleets. And see where we are, because we're going to need to get our fleets back up for that milestone. So this is a Gurn and 2 probes. Seems okay. Oh look, we're going to be near 11. The fabled 11-11 that we didn't get, except we have to keep having to do this. We keep having to spend science cards and exiling dice. At least we're on an odd number. That's good. Exile 2 dice. I feel like we're under a lot of pressure this game. There's a 4. We can research a 4 and get 5 fleets and not probe accidentally. That seems like a good idea. Or we could just roll 6s and do that thing. Oh, so close to that, but we can't get more science right now. So we roll this. Did we even, like, we rolled very well? Like, we could just cover that? It's kind of annoying. I mean, we want to do it, but also working on other stuff here with other things. I guess we just do it, right? Like, you kind of have to do it that way. And we end up kind of stuck with our Federation level, but... So we have 10, 25, right? Well, it has to be pink. So we don't actually have 25 pink. That's true. We don't actually have that. 25 pink is a lot. Let's go back to our original plan of getting our milestone and then doing this part. I just got tempted by how great that roll was. Okay. We want to study ice cream or Nomnomud. If a skill comes up that says you get a 6 of pink or blue, we're definitely going for it. So we want to get 5 fleets. And then we can, like, put influence on stuff, which is, like, a thing we can do. Or we can, like, spend cards as long as we can get cards back. We have 7 dice. We only need 3. So we can, like, toss some influence on this. Do we want to put it on Stalwart? I mean, we can still do the thing where we spend influence from locations. So that's a thing. And we need 4 dice, so we can, like, get an extra influence there. You may lose now. Yeah, I'm working on it. So let's review our plan and try to stick to it. So we study ice cream or Nomnomud for exactly 11. We're getting exactly 5 to make 11. We don't click the probe button. And that seems good. All right. Seems like a plan. Study, is it ice cream or Nomnomud? It is nice to get some blue dice for the other side, but... So I think, yeah, Nomnomud, right, is the one that we study. This one's really hard for us to get, though. That one we can actually sort of work on a little bit if we want. All right. Give me the milestone. Do not study that for free. That's not what we want. All right, milestone achieved. We can spend influence. Now we can spend the stuff that we can spend. We could spend our fleets now, but we got rid of the card. Why did we do that? Exile the tech disc again. I don't want to spend science cards because we want them for that. We can probably exile dice. The dice are getting... Yeah. We have a 2 here. Like 3s. We only have to do 2 of these now. No, we still have to do 3 of them. Alright, science. Why did I get rid of the fleet one? I feel like I'm gonna need my dice. Even though I don't need them right now. All right, we have uplifters here that are very good. Oh, we rolled big numbers. Wow. Is that like discard 66 kind of numbers? Like 6 times 4 is 24, another 10 is 34, 43? No, we're not even close to 66. But I got excited. We can get a 5. And with, we might get to, we could take our whole turn to get to 66, I think. That seems likely. Or we could confront the enemy and have them swell less often. I think we need to do that. Like, we can just actually fill these boxes now. I'm pretty sure. If we... I could spend... I could definitely get another 5 by spending a fleet. That's interesting. It's worth a fleet to get a 5 for sure. And still keep my other dice. Maybe? An average roll of 6.6. And I discard 6 with 10 dice. I'm getting more dice. I'm getting more dice. I do need more dice overall, you're right. Uplifters are cool, but I can't hit them. Let's use the tech for one fleet to do that. Because then we can put this here. Which I like getting influence there, and we do other stuff, I guess. I don't know, what am I doing with this? What are we doing with this? We could get more influence on there, I guess. Do we want that? I mean, I've been putting stuff on it because it was easy. We could put discs on here. I think that's okay. We kind of want to... We don't have to get that other... This might be easier for us to do than discarding 66. So I'm going to do that. All right. Let's do that. And I don't want to study. And I do, but I don't. Confronted. We can still exile a star. Yeah. And I don't want to spend that card. We can avoid it, so we spend influence from locations. This one gets, yeah, cheaper if we remove the influence from it. So I don't think we're getting uplifters. Seems unlikely. How are there 5 on there? I thought it goes away. Oh, because there's 4 cards at the start. I didn't remove a card because I totally forgot about that rule, and I'm making the game harder for myself. Yeah. Should have studied that for free then. Or whatever. Think about the game more. There's so many things. 25 and 25. Oh. Then we have to do it again. That's basically 66 right there. Okay, this seems like the more feasible side. We have to, like, do stuff now. We can't... We could get Numnomud by overpaying slightly. And get the kaleidoscopic grid, which gets us lots of dice. That's kind of cool. We do want stars, but also that's hard. we overpay for Nomno Mud? I think so. And we want to like collect science. Man, Ocean 1, you're always in the way. We're going to reshuffle too. I think we roll here. Can we get Stalwart? We can't because numbers. I think we roll. Cool. Cool. I want to spend my fleets, not collect more. Do something with this. All right. We won't have an empty. We won't be giving them bonus influence at least this time. We just bite the bullet and study Ocean 1 here. I think we do. Oh, we could do this instead and just probe. Ocean 1. I think we're probably not exiling. I guess we are still exiling. Let's get rid of the dice one. We're not doing that anymore. All right. Want this. Probe. Don't do that. We need to spend. We don't actually have to. We could exile a starbase disk. I don't think we're gonna upgrade again. And we can spend 2 influence from there. Stalwart's good for that. I have to do it again, so I guess I do have to spend. Whatever, man. Uplifters are gonna escalate. Xfinity is here. So we need a heck ton of science. Which means Ocean 1 needs to get out of the heckin' way. We could maybe roll 1,000,000 dice. I think I'm gonna roll 1,000,000 dice. We could actually spend 3 fleets and roll extra millions of dice. That could be a good idea to roll more millions. Or just get a 5. We could get a 5, or we could spend a fleet. 3 fleets to get 4 dice, which could total less than 5. I'm unlucky. Just think of the savings. This doesn't go down to 1, does it? It does go down. It does like make progress. We're like 10 short on the yellow dice, but we're actually almost there on the pink dice. We get there, right? If we use this. Do we? And our fleets? I'm not gonna do all the math. I'm gonna just put the dice in and see what happens. So here we need 3 fleets or whatever. Here we're gonna need more. but actually not so much more. We have this also to make a 5. Yeah, we just do that, right? Or we get to our milestone, but I think we do that. So we do this. And that in there. Take that out. Well, we don't necessarily take that out. Maybe we do that. We have to put in that and make it a little bit bigger. 2. How do we like that? You know, regressing towards the victory condition. And then we get a little science. And we can study that for free. So they don't get the bonus thing. When do they escalate or discover phase? But there won't be 4 because the uplifters will leave, right? So we don't actually need to worry. I mean, we worry about it, but we don't need to worry about studying Stalwart. We can use Stalwart's influence to not have the escalate happen, because I think the escalate happens if you can't smell, right? If no, yeah, we discard 3 cards from the deck. That's bad. Hello. So I guess we probe. We're gonna need, we don't necessarily need science, but we might want science. We do need to, like, get another milestone somehow, also. We can exile a Tectus, the last one. We could spend the science card. And spend the influence. You cooking? All right, the escalation does give them 2 influence, so they have 5. We get the 4 science. Yeah. All right, let's roll 66 on 10 dice. Did you go to the store? Oh. We didn't roll 66 or 60. And we need to level up here. Can we get to 66 somehow this turn? That seems unlikely. We could, we don't have the thing anymore. We need to get more dice. Or put influence on locations. Those are things we need to do. Because we have to get 15 influence. Which we can get 4 here. Like, we can start trying to build it up. But getting that level 4 is tough. Yeah, before we can even think about this confronting, we need to get to our milestone. The question is which milestone? So, like, we're only rolling 10 dice here, so we need them to all be 6s and then get more. So that seems hard. But we can, I think, potentially work on that instead. We spend 2, we roll 1 of each, which might not be able to get that. But if we spend 2 fleets, we definitely do that. But then we don't do that. That's the problem. No heroic dice. I think we spin the fleets and hope that we roll enough on the blue. Because if we... Yeah, I think that's what we do. Roll the dice. They're all 6s. That would be cool. Oh, there's the 1s. Okay. Oh, that's a 6. We could try to use this thing, but I don't want to use that. I'm going to do that. Oh, now we can't do either of them. I see what I did there. Oh well. Can I... Yeah, I made it so I can't do either of them. That's real smart. I did it very smart. Logic Dolphin is actually a mathematician. I mean, I do have a math degree, but it's not showing itself here, is it? I mean, if I undo that and use this tech instead, I could put dice on here, but I can't do the other thing because I used up my fleets. Math confirmed is hard. Problem is, like, these are the only spots where that really matters. So we can actually just put influence onto Ocean 1 instead by making numbers go up. Make another black die. We still have one. And we can put influence on this. We just have to get influence on a lot of locations. Maybe we study this to get it to go away. Like these hard ones, make them go away. I want a 5. I mean, I don't need a 5. I want... You can put... The thing is, these dice are more useful to, like, get fleets with, right? Than to put onto Ocean 1. If we do that, we get 3 on that. We need to have 15 across them. So we want big cards like that, but we want ones that we can actually get. That's the trouble. So we need more fleets to be able to cover those things. So let's just do that and hope for the best. I don't want to study these, but I do. Oh, I want them not to discard card or get influence or whatever. Yeah. That makes it hard. So I'm putting all these dice on here when I could just like study it. We do have to clear a card, right? It doesn't have to be Solward. It could be Xfinity that's hard to do, or SS Sunlight's not hard to do, it just is slower. If we do it this way. These goals are contradictory with one another. This is a problem. We don't want to exile tech discs or star-based discs. I don't want to do any of these things. I do not want to do those things. We just need a super high roll. How about that? We don't need 3 star-based discs. We don't actually need... I have to do everything. I have to do everything. Fine. Fine. We're doing everything. Ice Cream wants blue dice. Look at all of our blue dice. Wow, we're definitely getting to 66. I don't feel good about the result of this game. I feel like we're not making either of these things happen very well. We can get 3 influence on here, 5. Can't get 10 influence. I mean, we can get a lot, but I guess that's what we just have to like keep trying to move forward on getting influence on locations. Finally, we do have a situation where like this precise calculations could work better. And we could go on to that. Yeah, I think we do the big roll. All 6s, let's go. Eh, pretty solid actually. We're not anywhere near 66, I don't think. But where are we at? 11, 14, 16, 17, 18, 23, 7, 32, 38, 41, 42, 46, 51, 56. So we're 10 short. Only these numbers were bigger. I think this being a 5 is like the best we can do, unless we want to do the other thing, but I don't think we do. I think we want to do these things. And just try to get more influence on locations. Like this. I guess we could get 3, do that. And we could get a bunch here. And we're actually like not getting that far away. Wow. 3, 6, 9. Those 2 we have is 11. We lose 2 at the end of the turn. Maybe. Yeah, I think we can't afford to get rid of one of these cards. We have to let them be here. Is there any other influence available? I don't think so. I think yeah, then we can just try to get the rest. Hi? Don't say hi? No? Okay. Nassim does not say hi. I'll be done soon. Yeah? All right. So... you gonna watch me? You have to come here if you're gonna watch me. We want fleets to be able to do this, right? So let's take this die out of here and put the 2 in. 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's enough fleets to... This is a 4, right? So... means we don't have any fleets for other things, but we can get 1 more. We are shuffling, so that's cool. Alright. I guess we're not doing this. We're losing our science. We're exiling tech disc. Danger. 3 exiled events. So we're just gonna probe. because we have 6, 9, 11 influence on there. We're gonna want to, this check is at the end of the turn, so yeah, we're gonna need to have another turn after this, which I don't know that we're getting. We'll see. We have to do both of these, so it's a tech disc. We're only getting 2 tech discs, so we can't exile another starbase disc. Somehow we have to confront at some point. I'm overwhelmed, but I have an adversary disc. But they're for. All right. That is a roll. Oh, I want one more fleet so I can do this and do this thing, but I don't think I can do both. That's okay. Maybe we do other things. I just need to get 4 influence, right? But not finish a place. So by like, the science, we could put 2 influence here pretty easily. Just about, and then 2 here. Yeah, that works. And then we like try to get science. Well, we can't clear the things because we need the influence to be there. We're gonna end up with like a whole bunch of stuff partly done and then lose, but we'll see. That is 2, and then if I do this, I don't have to spend all my fleets. And we have 5, and we have 15 exactly. And then we have stuff that's like almost getting gotten. So in the meantime, we probe and fleets, I guess. Yeah. We can probe twice, so there's that. With dice that don't match up. Probe twice, fleets once. Sure. Don't study. We have the 15. Probity probe. All right, we are the mathematicians. We can exile another tech disc and spend a science card. All right, now we just need to get 18 science and roll good. Roll well, even. We actually don't necessarily have to roll that well, but so we could just like study all this stuff for like free. That's kind of nice. We rolled really well. We rolled very, very well. Not well enough to like get the 30, but like well enough to get those boxes. So we essentially want to, we could get Ocean 1 here, and then, but we need 18 science, right? So there's 8, 11, that's 18. So then we can take Ocean 1. If we can get, these are all free, right? Well, this one costs 1. The rest are, these are free, overpaying for them, but that's fine. For Ocean 1, we can just put dice into it. we could... I don't want to spend all the fleets. We just roll a black die, right? We have black dice, and then we can make another one, and we can get that. And it lets us, like, have more chances to roll a good blue die, so... Oh, cool. Yeah, exactly. One off. Thanks. So... I guess we just do a fleet on... We have lots of fleets, so we don't have to worry about not making the 6/6 part. And... yeah, I think we're okay. We're going to lose science cards, right? So we have to probe as well. We're going to lose tech discs. So we don't really want... I guess we want that just to get the blue die. We're not going to use that tech. We don't need fleets. We only need one die. So we can get some fleets, I guess. I don't see why not. Oh, right. You know, rules. Rules must be followed. So 2 probes and 1 die. Yeah. A colony. Our first one. 1 die. And we study the rest. You're the masters of science. I don't want to upgrade. Spend a science card. How about a 2? And exile a tech disc. Definitely not a star-based disc, or we would be in trouble. And we're exiling that. All right, we actually are gonna win, so that's cool. Pretty sure we can make 9 and 9. Hopefully the split works out. I didn't actually check that. And like, we can always get a 6. That. This is 11 and 10. So we did have to use all of our 21 science. Cool, but we did it. We managed to win the game. GG. We have defeated the Hungry Nebula on hard mode. I didn't think I was going to do it, but let's save that screenshot because that's good times. And just on time for the end of the stream. So that was a couple of One Deck Galaxy games for you. Check it out on Steam Early Access. It is continuing to improve with updates. And the next thing we're going to be focusing on is tutorials and how to play. So jump in on that. Hopefully you learned a bit from the stream and you're interested in the game. Check it out. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye for now.